Peace, family, peace. I pray that all is well. And this video, today I was meditating this morning, and I was really pondering on something that I never really thought about in a certain sense, and that is understanding your ignorance when you're at a younger age. When you're at a younger age, understanding your ignorance in comparison to those with wise gray hairs, your elders, respecting your elders, respecting the wisdom that they hold within them, right? Because a lot of the times I see in myself and I see in others that are around my age, we are growing in wisdom, but we think that that means that we are competing or we are outshining those that are years ahead of us, right? And so what I mean by this when I say this is that imagine, I guess average, say that your parents had you at 20, right? Your parents had you at 20 and you came out, and so you're 0 and they're 20. And in this hypothetical, everybody that reaches 20 years old, there's like 20-year-old wisdom. There's wisdom for a 20-year-old. So you get to 20 and there's wisdom. And then you get to 40 and there's 40-year-old wisdom. Everyone gets the same 40-year-old wisdom. Then you get to 60 and there's 60-year-old wisdom, and everyone gets the same wisdom at 60 years old. So your parents have you at 20. You grow up and get to 20, and now you have 20-year-old wisdom. But they have 40-year-old wisdom. And so we get to 20-year-old wisdom and think that that puts us over them, that makes us better than them because we've acquired some kind of wisdom. And maybe I'm just speaking for myself. In my own aspect, in my own area, I gain a little bit of wisdom. And like in one of my last videos where I'm talking about vanity, your vanity makes you think that you have some kind of one up over those ones that came before you. You got a brighter idea than the ones that came before you. And so now you think that you are competing, or you are able to outshine them in some kind of matter, in some kind of form, in some kind of way. And that's just not right. Because that 40-year-old wisdom builds on top of that 20-year-old wisdom. So they got that 20 and, 30. I'm not just going by 20s in this, but right. And so you are growing in wisdom, but what? You reach 40 and you get that 40-year-old wisdom. But what are they at? They're at that 60-year-old wisdom. And so as you continue to grow in wisdom and in age and in understanding and in knowledge, so do the ones that came before. So do your parents. So do your grandparents. So do your great-grandparents. They are growing in age and wisdom and understanding. And of course, there are those few. There are going to be those elders that are stubborn and stuck in their ways, and they've been like that all their life. But generally, and even from those people, there's a form of wisdom to learn. There's a wisdom. Someone is going to be the wise person in some situation. You're not always the wise one. You got to be the ignorant. A lot of the times you got to be the ignorant. And it'll be your time. Your time will be appointed to you when you're the wise. But understanding that there are areas in which you are ignorant and there are areas in which you are wise. Right? But just continuing to remind yourself of how much you truly do not know. Right? That is where true wisdom lies. The first step of wisdom is understanding how ignorant that you truly are. And so for me, like my teacher, right? Like my mentor, has been doing and studying and teaching and doing these things for some 50 odd years almost. And so he may say something that I may combat or I may fight within myself, I may not agree with, but I have to sit back and humble myself, remind myself that he's been doing it for a while. What is it that he's seeing? Right? Or maybe I'll have a bright idea, and maybe I bring this bright idea to him, and he's like, I don't know about that. That doesn't, maybe you want to rethink that. I can either get vain and prideful and, well, my idea works because I've had this amount of experience. My idea works because, or I can remember myself, remember my position, remember my station, remember who it is that I'm learning from, remember all the years. Think about, I think, he's probably asked himself this same question. He's probably went over this same scenario. He's probably seen this thing hundreds of thousands of times, millions of times. He's seen this thing. He's heard this question. He's seen this objection. He's experienced this kind of person. He's experienced this kind of situation. And so I come and I bring him my bright idea. And he says, I've seen that before. I don't know about that. You may want to rethink that. I'm not too sure about that. I can either get vain and prideful and reject it and everything like that, or I can sit with it. I can listen to it. And you speak in sincerity, you hear with instruction, right? And so that is one of the biggest things that I keep in my mind, is that when you are honest with yourself as a young person, and you are sincere with yourself, and you are growing in this wisdom, and you understand that you are growing in this wisdom and becoming wiser, and when you are sincere with yourself and humble with yourself in that regard, when you express that to the wise, to the elder, you hear with instruction. They will never say anything to you really to try and diminish you. The wise will not say something to you to try to diminish you. They will say something to you that will expand your wisdom. If only you would drop your vanity and your pride. They will say something to you that will expand your wisdom. If only you would drop your vanity and your pride. They will do something that will help you take yourself to the next level. If you would just understand the reproof, understand the correction. Because you're growing in wisdom, but there's going to be that wise that has seen it before, that has heard the way you're speaking before, that has spoke the way you're speaking before, and could say, look, you're at a great place. Let's take it to the next level. Let me help you unlock your full potential. But we get vain and say, what do you mean unlock my full potential? You saying I'm not at my full potential right now? No, you're not. None of us are. Right? None of us are. So it's important to respect the elders, because they come with experience. They come with wisdom. They come with advice. They come with love. They come with sincerity. They come with that genuine advice. That genuine, they'll just throw in something right there just so quick, it doesn't have to be much. The wise person doesn't have to speak a lot. They'll just give it to you real quick. And then it's for you to ponder on. It's for you to think of afterwards. And that is really how we grow as people my age and just those younger in general. And understanding that as we grow in wisdom and understanding, so do they. And that's just how it's supposed to be. You're not going to launch yourself up to their level unless Allah has allotted it that way, unless Allah has gifted you that understanding. And surely there are things in which you may be more wise than your elders, and Allah has made it that way. But there's going to be so many things in which they are more wise than you. And the same way that they take the humility to sit and listen and hear what it is that you have to say, we have to reciprocate that to the elders, because they are speaking simplistically. They will give you something very simple, very short, but it's going to hold a whole lot. It's going to have a whole lot of backing. The truth is extremely simple. It's not complex. So with that, that was the message of this video, and I hope that you can grasp something for this and are able to take a moment to reflect on self. This is kind of another part to the vanity video. So just do some reflection, do some meditation, understand, just keep keeping that in your mind, where, you know, next time you look at mom and dad or your mentor or your teacher, and you can see, the longer that you're with them, that they themselves are growing in wisdom and in truth and in understanding and in knowledge. I can see that as I'm growing in wisdom, my mentor is growing in wisdom. My teacher, he's growing in wisdom. I had this realization the other day when I was watching him speak. I'm like, man, he's really growing in his understanding in his own way. The learning never stops. The unfoldment does not stop. So the elders don't just reach a certain age and then they're just full of wisdom and knowledge and understanding, and they don't understand anymore and they don't unfold anymore. No, and it's like we're trying to catch up to them, and they have just this understanding that we just have to catch up to them. No, as you are unfolding and as you are growing in knowledge and wisdom and understanding, so are they. They are right now experiencing something that you do not know of, and you won't know of for a certain amount of time. Right. And they are looking down and looking back at you, and you're in a spot that they've visited many times before. And so it is very important, as we grow in this wisdom, that we understand and listen to the wisdom of those ones around us, and put our pride to the side, put our vanity behind, and be humble, because humility is amiable on the side of both Allah and man. So again, I hope this video has served some kind of purpose to y'all, and I appreciate you coming in for another video. I'm having fun with this. Real fun. This is just fun. So I appreciate everybody. Peace.